The Top 10 Best Psychics 1. Edgar Cayce. The life of Edgar Cayce had been an evidence of his ability to make psychic readings during his sleep. However, these readings did not happen during his regular sleeping hours. Cayce could lie down on a couch, fold his hands over his stomach, and then induce himself to sleep. As soon as he gets to sleep, he can answer random questions asked to him. These were believed to be his readings. Many people vouch to the truth, value and usefulness of his readings. The Association for Research and Enlightenment, Incorporated, ARE, in Virginia Beach, Virginia has kept a file of about 14,000 psychic readings of Cayce. 2. Jean Dixon. Jean Dixon was born in Medford, Wisconsin and was raised in California. She became popular by her prediction that President John F. Kennedy would be assassinated. Her prediction was written in the May 13, 1956 issue of the Praagh magazine, saying that the 1960 presidential election would be dominated by Labor and won by a Democrat. This winner would later be assassinated or will die in office. She also later said that during the 1960 election, I saw Richard Nixon as the winner. 3. Nostradamus. Michel de Nostradamus is among the greatest publishers of prophecies in the world. His book, Les Prophéties, has been created copies of even after his death. In fact, he has attracted a huge readership that almost became a cult following. However, many academic sources believe that most of his predictions were a result of misinterpretations and mistranslations, some of which were done deliberately. 4. John Edward. John Edward has a television show entitled Crossing Over. The program serves as a means for deceased family members to give their detailed messages to the family that they have left behind. Edward has also written several books. He exhibited his psychic abilities at a very young age. People's belief in this ability of Edward was also strengthened by his knowledge of events that happened before he was even born. 5. James Van Praagh. James Van Praagh is a practicing medium. However, he can also be considered as a celebrity medium, as he is the co-executive producer of the hit TV series, Ghost Whisperer, on CBS. During episode 1 of Penn and Teller, Bullshit, Van Praagh and Edward were accused of cold reading techniques to solicit information from the audience and then passed these information as supposed conversations from the dead. 6. Ingo Swann. Ingo Swann, having helped develop the process of remote viewing at the Stanford Research Institute sponsored by the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, is a remote viewer himself. An envelope, sealed with this name, would be given to a group of people who enter a car. Once inside the car, the envelope would be opened, revealing the target. The group will then drive to the target and give back an image to Swann, which he will eventually reveal. 7. Stewart Wild. Wild is both an urban mystic and a visionary. A total of 17 books on self-help, self-empowerment, spirituality, and consciousness have been written by him. His works, which also include CDs and tapes of meditation and transcendence, have been translated into over 30 languages. Later books of Wild already dealt with the control of the many by the few. He is one of the so-called conspiracy theorists that a corrupt elite controls the government, banking, and media that is detrimental to the public. 8. Helen Duncan. Helen Duncan was the daughter of a cabinet member but has made her name as a medium. She offered seances wherein she would summon the spirit of deceased persons by emitting ectoplasm from her mouth. Though many people said she was a fake and that she had previously swallowed all the material that came out of her mouth, many others have defended her, saying that there were many instances that could not have been the output of trickery. 9. Daniel Douglas Home. Daniel Douglas Home was known for his ability to levitate to different heights, elongate, and also to handle fire and hot coal without getting burned. For over 35 years, Home did seances without having been talked of as a fraud. It was said that Home had powers in 4 types of mediumship. He had direct voice, the ability to let the spirits speak, trance speakership, spirits talk through oneself, clairvoyance, seeing things that are out of view, and physical mediumship, moving things, levitation, etc. 10. George Anderson. George Anderson is a medium who has been considered the best friend of one's dear departed. This is because he has been helping grieving families to move on and the dear departed ones to pass on by giving messages to both sides. With these people, it cannot be denied that psychics truly exist and that psychic readings can also have truth in them.